ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे हरे
कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओ हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा
कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
ओ हरि बोल हरि 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 बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल गौर हरि बोल निताई निताई गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय सदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। विराग विद्या निज भक्ति विराग विद्या निज भक्ति योगम शिक्षाकतम सपुरुषम पुराण श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीरधारी कृपा बुद्धिया स्तमं प्रपद्ये। आनंद लीला मय विग्रहाय हेमाम्य दिव्य छवि सुंदराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रसप्रदाय चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते। चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनविरह कातुराजुवाः पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तर्वो विनेदुस्तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि। जयतां सुतपङ्गुर्मम मन्दमतेर्गति मत्सर्वस्पदाम्भुज श्रीराधा मदनमोहन। भक्त्या विहीनाय अपराधलक्षय क्षिप्तस्य कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि तं शरणं प्रपन्न वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। वागीश यस्य वदने लक्ष्मीर्यस्य वक्षसि यस्यस्ते हृदये संवित् तं नरसिंहं भजे। इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह बहे नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंहमादिं शरणं प्रपद्ये। ॐ नमो भगवते तुभ्यं पुरुषाय महात्मने हरे अद्भुत सिंहाय ब्रह्मणे परमात्मने। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। त्वक्त्वा सुदुस्तज्य सुरेक्षराज लक्ष्मी धर्म इष्टार्वचस् यदगादरण्यम् माया मृगं दैत्युपसतपन्वधावत् वन्दे महापुरुषते चरणारविन्दम्। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्ण भक्त रूप स्वरूपकं भक्तवतार भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्ति शक्तिकं। बोलो हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण। Today is third day, yeah? Third? Srimad Bhagavatam explains Ete chaskala punsam Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam Indrari Vyakulam Lokam Mridayanti Yuge Yuge. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are many people with their own conclusion. I mean, they want to conclude with their own authority without accepting the authority of the scriptures, claiming that according to me, so and so demigod is Bhagwan. He is Bhagwan, she is Bhagwan. I'm not going to name anyone. All are there to due respect and obeisances to all of them. But how many Bhagwan can be there? How many Bhagwans are there? 5, 10? 100? Roshni Mataji, 100? 1. So if there is one Bhagwan, who are all others? They are demigods. Don't believe what my authorities say, don't believe your authorities say, his authority, her authority. We have to believe what scriptures telling us. They are the authorities. Srimad Bhagavatam claims, Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. All others are incarnations, but Krishna is the source of all incarnation. Sarva Karanam Karanam. He is the cause of all causes. Krishnastu Bhagwan Swayam. Therefore, there are so many incarnations of Krishna. Namely, Leela avatars headed by Shri Ram. Brahmaji says in Brahm Samhita, I am not saying this, Brahmaji the creator is saying, Ramadi Murteshu Kala Namena Krishna Nana avatar akrodh bhuvdeshu kintu Krishna Swayam Sammat Parma Pumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamam Bhajami. All incarnations headed by Lord Ram, the Leela avatars. When Shri Krishna wants to exhibit his Maryada, he comes as Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram. When Krishna wants to exhibit his affection and known by the name Bhakta Vatsal, affectionate to his devotees, then he comes as Narsimhadev. We are going to hear in detail tomorrow, because tomorrow we are going to celebrate birth of Krishna. So many details of Krishna Tattva, according to what Bhagavatam Veda Purana says. So, Leela avatars. Then there are Manvantar avatars. How many Manvantras are there? How many Vedas are there? Huh? Is asking question a crime? No. Every scripture starts with a question. Bhagavad Gita starts with a question. Yes? Who's raising question? Dhritarashtra Vacha Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samveta Yujusava Mamaka Padat Sheva Kim Kurva Sanjaya. Question. Parikshit Maharaj asked question, and then Shukdev Goswami gave answer. Shaunak Rishis asked question, Sud Goswami gave answer. Rogan asked question, Jad Bharat gave answer. Hiranyakashipu asked question, Prahlad Maharaj gave answer. Uddhavji asked question, Krishna gave answer. Vidurji asked question, and Maitreji giving answer. Mother Dehuti asking question, Kapil Bhagwan gave answer. So everywhere, all scriptures is all about question and answers. So asking question is not a crime. That's affection. It's just how you take that. Every individual have their own perspective, their own vision to understand, their own perception. For someone it can be crime, for some other person it can be affection. Educational. This is what we need to learn. How we can align our intelligence according to the intelligence of the scriptures. Not what my mind is saying. My mind, your mind is not authority. Authority is scriptures. Because it's not written by an ordinary Purusha. It's written by Bhagwan. The Vedas emanated from the lotus lips of Bhagwan. And the Shakta Vesavatar of Bhagwan, Shri Ved Vyaji, he wrote those Vedas and Puranas and Upanishads and Mahabharata and Brahma Sutra, and he wrote the essence of all the scriptures, Srimad Bhagavad Mahapurana. The ripened fruit of Vedic literature. Do we keep this book Mahabharata at our home? Anyone keep? Very good. Whereas many people, they fear, they're scared keeping Mahabharata. Why? If you keep Mahabharata, then Mahabharata will happen at home. This Prabhu is good, keeping Mahabharata. But every home have Mahabharata. Not fight Mahabharata, I am saying the scripture Mahabharata. How many of you saw that television, Mahabharata serial? So you don't want to read Mahabharata, but you saw Mahabharata. How many have Bhagavad Gita at home? Yes. What is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is portion of Mahabharata. So everyone's keeping Mahabharata at home. So written by Shakta Vesavatar. So similarly there are Guna Avataras of Bhagwan. And to show the glories of those Guna Avataras, Srimad Bhagavatam explains a very wonderful pastime between of Guna Avataras, Brahma, Shiva and Vishnu. The glories of Shiva has been mentioned. Srimad Bhagavatam is everything. A portion of Mahabharata is present in the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. All that battle of Mahabharata, Duryodhan got, means Bhim with his club broke the thigh of Duryodhan and etc. Everything is there. But the quarrel between son-in-law and father-in-law means Shiva and Daksh Prajapati. Srimad Bhagavatam describes the qualities of Gunavataras, the glories of Shiva, Mahadev, Vaishnav Nam Yatha Shambhu, the best amongst all the Vaishnavas. Shiva means Mangal, all auspicious. Two syllable, Shivam, means all auspiciousness. So, Srimad Bhagavatam explains, once upon a time, Daksh Prajapati, Brahmaji made Daksh Prajapati the head of all the Prajapatis. And he developed ego in him. I am the best amongst all. So once upon a time there was a ceremony and all demigods were present there. Many Brahmins, Rishis were present there. And Daksh Prajapati intentionally came late in the assembly. Intentionally. You see the intent. My Shiksha Gurudev, Srila Bharati Goswami Maharaj Ji used to say, action is not important. The intent behind the action is more important. Just like yesterday we heard, Bhrigu, he kicked on the chest of Vishnu yesterday. What kind of action is this? We can't even imagine this. Can we think of this? No. Can we do this? Not at all. So when we hear something, Prabhu taught me disclaimer. Don't apply this at home. Rupa told me. Don't apply this at home. We can't even think of. But Bhrigu did. Did Bhagwan Vishnu, he took the offense of Bhrigu? No. Whereas Vishnu got glorified and known by everyone that he is supreme amongst three Gunavataras, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. The intent was to glorify Vishnu. So the intent is more important than the action. One's affection is more important, and that is about intent. So, if Gurudev comes late in the ceremony, in the class, he has some reason, he has some purpose. But Daksh Prajapati, he was holding that ego that now I become superior among everyone. I should go, intentionally I should go late in the ceremony. Why? Seeing me, everyone will stand up in my honor. This is what he wanted to see. So, to get adoration, to get fame, this is a subtle form of sense enjoyment. Subtle form of sense enjoyment. Whereas Srila Maharaj taught, in your preaching, in your practice, in your preaching, many good times, many bad times will come on your way. But without keeping any ego, that you become a preacher now, that you know so much now, don't allow that ego come on your way. And move forward. Serve the mission of Mahaprabhu. Because Kunti Devi told, first canto Bhagavatam, Janma Aishwarya Shuta Shibhi Iddevar Madhkumar. 4 kind of egos. The ego of Janma. Oh, I got birth in a very high class family. That's one ego. Or very high class, Brahmin. I'm Brahmin by birth and also by my practices. I never told lie in my life. Oh, Brahmin. But even though having all these qualities, but devoid of Krishna Bhakti, has no value. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya Jati Shastra Japastapa Apraneshu Dehasya Mandanam Lokaranjanam. Just if anyone have all good qualities, but devoid of Bhagavad Bhakti, the Bhakti of Bhagwan, it is just like a dead body. A lady died and then tried to put ornaments on the body of that dead lady. Is any ornaments have any values? Only when one is alive. So alive here means bhakti. Bhagavad Bhakti Hinasya. So to cultivate that bhakti is so hard. To maintain that bhakti, more hard. Bhakti Swami Sindhu, bhakti is sudurlabha. Very rare, hard to maintain, and then very hard to advance, and then very hard to get perfect. Ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. But maintaining very strong faith that my life is meant to serve Hari, Guru, Vaishnavas. My Gurudev, only my Gurudev? No. Hari means Bhagwan, Gurudev and also Vaishnavas. That's the purpose of my life. I pray to Bhagwan, I pray to Gurudev. A devotee pray every day. Please save me, please protect me. I don't want to get deviated. May my every minute I can engage myself, my mind in the service of Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. I don't care for my perfection, because this is again a condition applied. Oh, when the perfection will come, when the perfection will come. Although a devotee should, a sadhaka should long for that. But Rupa Goswami Pad taught us Utsa, Nishya, Dharya. There should be enthusiasm, firm determination, and also patience. 3 have to be together. Also patience. Restlessness is very good, But that restlessness in a negative sense gives hopelessness, which make a sadhaka, a devotee, losing all hopes in bhakti. But not that kind of hopelessness, restlessness. That restlessness with hopes. Yeah. So birth in high class Brahmin family, it's a big ego. Oh, years back in India was a big issue. Say 3 decades back. I'm Brahmin. But Brahmin by birth. Not Brahmin by nature. Just like you might have heard of one devotee, his name was Satyakam. A boy. He came to Gurudev, his Gurudev, and said, Gurudev, I want to learn some Vedic knowledge, some other knowledge from you. His Gurudev said, but are you Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra? Which Varna you belong to? Because education will be accordingly. That's not the system of any racism there. But it's because Brahmins, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudras, they have different understanding, different perceptions. To elevate them from those perceptions, the knowledge was given accordingly. That was the system, but later it got diluted or it got so much changed and became a prestige issue that I am Brahmin and I am Kshatriya. So Gurudev told him, which Varna you belong to? Are you Brahmin, Kshatriya, Vaishya or Shudra? He said, I don't know. I am going to ask my mother. So he came to his mother and asked, Mother, which Varna we belong to? His mother said, my son, when I was young, I served many men in my life. So I don't know which Varna you belong to. Please answer your call. Or cancel your call. I can hear from here. So which Varna you belong to? He asked his mother and mother said, when I was young, I served many men in my life, so I don't know which Varna you belong to. He came to his Gurudev and told exactly. His Gurudev, my mother told me that when she was young, she served many men in her life, so I don't know which Varna I belong to. And Gurudev said, you are Brahmin. One who can tell this truth, that means you are Brahmin. So according to that, the Varna was decided. So Janm Aishwarya. Aishwarya means I am very wealthy. So much pride. I have so much wealth. Shruta. I am very learned. There is no one as learned as me. I know so much. And then Shrivi. I am very beautiful. These 4, Kunti Devi said, anyone who has these 4 egos or one of them cannot understand the ultimate truth, cannot understand Bhagavan. But who can understand? The Akinchana Gocharam. One who is Akinchan. That means these 4 qualities are not detrimental to bhakti, but it depends on a person how he applies these 4 qualities. It depends. Now, very subtle point. If I am beautiful, I have to maintain my humility, saying I am not beautiful. Who is beautiful? Krishna is beautiful. My beauty will remain how long? 50 years, 60 years, 17 years. After that, no beautiful anymore. But Bhagwan, every minute, asma urdam ananya siddhim, His beauty always rising, every moment, not fading at all. So 4 kind of egos. Detrimental to bhakti. Bhagwan can only be known by akinchan, nishkinchans. One who are humble. Means even though have all those 4 qualities, good birth, wealthy family, learned and beautiful, but still engaged in bhakti. That's important point. Whereas in past time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there was one Dugdhupai Brahmin. One Brahmin who never ate grains in his life. From very birth, only drink milk. He never did any sin in his life. And he wants to enter into the Sankirtan of Mahaprabhu when Mahaprabhu was dancing in Shiva Sangam with the door closed. No one was allowed to come inside. No external person is allowed to come inside. So this Brahmin approached Shiva's Pandit. Prabhu, can you give me permission or can you allow me to go inside? I want to see how Mahaprabhu is dancing and singing in ecstasy. I want to see that. I'm longing for that. And I'm nishpap. I've never done any sin in my life because I never ate grains in my life. What does this mean? Never ate grain in my life? In Kali Yuga, Jiva cannot live or sustain without eating grains. And if you believe or not, this is truth. The souls which are in the environment, they take shelter of grain. The soul takes shelter of the rain, drops and fall in the fields in the grains. All souls are not good ones. They are bad souls. They take shelter of grains. And when we eat grains, those souls take shelter of our body. In our body there are billion and trillion and infinite souls. Yes or no? So many bacteria. We are holding, this is a storehouse of so many souls. And one bad soul goes into the body and just divert the whole scenario. विषय अन्न खाइले मलिन होय मन, मलिन माने ना होय कृष्ण भजन. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Sri Raghunath Das Goswami. No. Mahaprabhu told, if you eat the grain of materialistic person, then definitely your mind, your sense is going to agitate you. Because that grains means that souls is agitating you. That's why bhaktas, devotees, they always eat prasad. Those grains offered to Krishna. And anything being offered to Krishna get nirguna, beyond 3 modes of nature. But sometimes, and many times, we don't offer, we eat. Then even a good person turns to bad. And even a bad person, by chance, getting and honoring Mahaprasad turns out to good. So eating habits have so much significance in maintaining that consciousness. Practical. Everyone can realize this. Practical. It has so much to do with consciousness. That's why we try our best to offer everything to Krishna, to Bhagwan, and then eat that prasad. Because gunas, three modes of nature, they affect us. Ignorance, passion, and then goodness. When we are in mode of goodness, intelligence gets very active. So then there is a discrimination. This is good, this is bad. But in the mode of ignorance, mode of passion, everything gets so much passionate and ignorant. So Daksh Prajapati, when he arrived in the assembly with that pride, I become superior than anyone, and they're all going to stand up in my honor. So when he entered in the assembly, with holding so much pride, everyone stood up to welcome Daksh Prajapati. In the assembly, if any senior Gurujan, any senior Vaishnava enters, and if we don't stand in honor, that's an offense. And one has to go to the consequence of that offense. Just like in the case of King Indradyumna. Shri Indradyumna Maharaj was worshipping his deities, his Shaligram. And he saw Agast Rishi coming to him. King Indradyumna, thinking, see, this is one, his perspective. Thinking, if I am worshipping my Lord, there is no need to stand up in honor, no matter whoever walks in. That means too much adherence to the rules and regulations is also detrimental to bhakti. Seeing this, Agast Rishi cursed him. That's Bhagavatam. Cursed him that, hey Indradyumna, you saw me coming and you're not giving me honor by standing. I curse you. You sitting like elephant, may you become elephant. And King Indradyumna, he became king of all elephants. Gajendra. Yeah, in Bhagavatam, Gajendra. Gaj means elephant and Indra means the king of all elephants. Once upon a time in Swargaloka, in related to this, big assembly of demigods, dancing and singing was going on, and Indra was enjoying the dancing and singing of so many Apsaras, Urvashi and all. And he saw from far distance his Gurudev, Shri Brihaspatiji's approaching him. Indra looked in the eyes of Brihaspati. I mean, he saw his Gurudev, Brihaspati, but he turned his face around. Ignored him. Why? Oh, if I have eye-to-eye contact with my Gurudev, then I have to stand up. There's a formality, I have to stand up in honor. And if I stand up in honor, what will happen? Everyone will stand up. Because I am king. Then everything will be spoiled. All this great dancing and singing will be all spoiled. And everything will be ruined. Now, Brihaspati ji, his Gurudev, he saw what Indra, why he neglected me, why he ignored me, and he scanned everything. He said, okay, you don't want me to come, so he turned around. I will not come near your assembly then. And that was, then Indra repented. Oh, I'm so sorry, Gurudev. I'm so sorry. That was action I was not supposed to do. He started feeling repentance, but that was too late. Demons came to know this, and they got this opportunity to attack on Swargaloka, and they took over Swargaloka. What does it mean? Moment if I get averse to my Gurudev and turn my face around, what will happen to me? Demons means demonic mentality, means mode of ignorance and passion will overpower me. And Because of that, I will lose my mode of goodness. Indra lamented for this. And demons got this opportunity. Mode of ignorance overpowered mode of goodness. But then Bhagavan is always very merciful. He is not doing any partiality, but he knows Indra and demigods, they serve me. And they serve the whole humanity. That's why Bhagavan gives some tips to them how you can overcome this offense you did. How you can overcome this offense and lament and repent for this, go through some atonement and just start serving the whole humanity. Many incidents we see this. Bhagavan always gives us advice. Oh, churn ocean, get nectar. So all these pastimes in Bhagavatam is giving us a lesson. And third example, Romarshan Sut was speaking stories from Puranas. And so many sages were sitting. Shri Baldev Prabhu entered in the assembly hall. Seeing Shri Baldev Prabhu, who is Guru Tattva, who can be big than Baldev Prabhu, his elder brother of Krishna. Even Krishna stand up in honor of Baldev Prabhu. All the rishis stood up in honor. But Romarshan Sut was thinking, I'm speaker, so I'm not supposed to get up. Because I'm serving Lord by speaking Harikatha. That again means too much adherence to rules and regulation. Shri Baldev Prabhu saw this and he took a piece of grass and chopped off the head of Romarshan Sut to give a lesson to the society. And all the sages lamenting, Baldev Prabhu, what you did. We were hearing pastimes from Puranas. Who's going to teach us, educate us? That was a time when students, they beg their teachers, please teach us. We are ready for every kind of education and any kind of affection. They used to beg for this. Nowadays, teacher has to beg for student. My son, I am educating you. Please learn from me. Take advantage from me. For your benefit, I am telling. I am your well-wisher. I am no envious to you. You will realize this one day. You will realize this one day. Teacher has to beg student. But there was a time when students used to beg teacher, please, don't see our mistakes and faults. And if you see this, please correct us and give us some education. So Shri Baldev Prabhu, he made Sut Goswami, the son of Romarshan Sut, sit on that asan, Vyas asan, and he spoke Harikatha to those rishis. When Daksh Prajapati entered the assembly, everyone stood up in honor, but only Brahmaji and Shiva, Mahadev, they both were sitting. And Daksh Prajapati was looking every corner, who is there, who is not standing and who is standing. And with so much ego, he came and sat on his seat. And he told, listen to me, careful. Everyone carefully listen to me. I'm not speaking these words out of any enviousness. But I'm just speaking what is the principle. Brahmaji is my grandsire, is my Pitamaha. For him, there is no need to stand up in honor to me. I respect him so much. And we all. But this Shiva, he is my son-in-law. And son-in-law means son. Son-in-law means son, equal to son. Even after seeing me, he kept sitting. I'm very disappointed with this. That's not etiquette. So I curse him. I don't know why. I don't know why I followed the words of Brahmaji. He arranged marriage of my daughter with this Shiva. My daughter is so beautiful. Sati, daughter of Daksh Prajapati Sati. She's so beautiful. Do I like? Do I? Yes? Is that we say? Do I? And this Shiva, he sees his eyes like monkey, red eyes. And he started abusing Shiva in the assembly. See his form, all inauspiciousness. Always he's smearing the ashes from the cremation. He's always putting snakes on his neck and half Chandra on his head. All his inauspiciousness. Holding trident all the time, and he always sit naked. Daksh Prajapati abusing Mahadev in the assembly. And there were some supportive demigods were laughing. Bhrigu, when Daksh Prajapati was speaking those abusive words, Bhrigu was touching his beard. Yes. That means, I agree to you. Yes. Like this. And Pusha, he was smiling. He was smiling. And everyone noticed this. Seeing this, Shiva immediately stood up from the assembly and he walked out. I don't want to stay in this assembly because there is going to be so much inetiquette is now prevailing in this assembly. So there is no need for me to sit anymore in the assembly. Shiva walked out. What happens when any pure devotee walk out from the assembly? Walk out from the assembly. Always there is going to be inauspiciousness. As in the case of in Mahabharata, Duryodhana was so happy. He came to his uncle Shakuni, said, Mama, Shakuni, celebrate the victory, celebrate the victory. We won the battle, we won the battle. Shakuni said, why? Battle is not even begun yet. He said, no, because I got the army of Krishna. He gave me choice. Krishna said, me or my army? And he also took a vow, I am not going to hold any weapon in the battle of Mahabharata. So I thought, what I have to do with Krishna then? So I took his army, equipped with all weapons. So we won before we sat. Shakuni said, you stupid, you nonsense. You have no brain, you have no intelligence. What you did, you are stupid. He said, uncle, why are you saying this? He said, because you don't know him. When he smiles, when he just turns his eyebrows, he already defeat many big armies. You don't know him. He's very clever. He's very clever personality. So Duryodhana start abusing Vidura. You Dasiputra, you the son of maid servant, you teaching us? And Vidura became very upset. They are not seeking my advice. I'm well-wisher to them. I'm speaking what is righteous. They're not listening me. Then what is the use of me? Vidura left all his weapons, his bow and arrow, and he exit. Place of pilgrimage. He went in all the pilgrimages. And Krishna came to Arjuna and Yudhishthir and Bhima said, Pandavas, you already won the battle. Arjun said, Krishna, we have not even started yet. Krishna said, you already won battle. You know why? Because Vidura left them. Only because of Vidura, there was a chance they would have won the battle. Because Vidura left them, that means it's all failure to them. And Arjun, I promise you, if in battlefield, if I would have seen Vidura in front of me, I was not in a position, I would have not in a position to help you. That was only my weakness in that opposite party. Because you don't know how much I love Vidura and how much he loves me. Only that was my weak point. But Vidura left that party. Everything is resolved. Now I have no fear. We already won the battle. See? Mahadev, immediately he left the assembly. That means now inauspiciousness will bound to come. Daksh Prajapati started cursing. First he cursed Mahadev and abused him, and then he started cursing those followers of Shiva. May you all become dhongis. Dhongi means? Huh? What's the word? Anyone knows this? Means all you become fake followers of Shiva. Seeing this, the carrier of Shiva, Nandi, who always served Mahadev, Nandi is always taking side of, he can't live without Shiva. Once upon a time, Shiva and Parvati was having dice game. Parvati asked Nandi, who will win? Nandi said, of course my Prabhu Shiva. Parvati said, I will curse you. He said, Mother, if you curse me or if you cut my body into 100 pieces, I am helpless. I can't leave my Prabhu. He is my life, he is my soul. Then she became so pleased to Nandi. She said, Nandi, people they come to my Prabhu Shiva and they come with so many desires, but they don't know the secret. But I tell you the secret. Shiva don't hear all their hi hi kai kai. You understand hi hi kai kai? All their stupid desires. He's fed up of hearing this. So the secret is, if anyone comes and speak in your ears, and when you approach to Shiva, then their desire gets fulfilled. Very few people know this. So if you go and whisper something in the ears of Nandi, then Nandi tells Mahadev, Prabhu, so and so person came with this desire. And because you approaching Nandi, you approaching Shiva, then everything is granted. But that's not an excuse to always come with desire. How to please Mahadev? That's the secret. Not by chanting Om Namah Shivaya. Do Shiva chant on his Rudraksh Mala Om Namah Shivaya his own names? No. He is holding Rudraksh Mala, and what is chanting? He has 5 heads. Panchmukhe Ram Nam Japit Ruprari. He chant Ram, 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 Ram. Some Shiva Tattva. The glories of Mahadev is like ocean, very deep. Many people, they offend Mahadev. But if you offend Mahadev, you cannot get Krishna Bhakti or Ram Bhakti. Cannot. But how we have to see him, that's very important to know. In India, there is a temple called Rameshwaram. Ram himself, he made a Shiva Linga and he worshipped Shiva Linga prior to making bridge. to Lanka. And he is always chanting Har Har Mahadev. So this Rameshwaram is one of the 4 dhams. There are 4 dham in India. Badrinath, Jagannath Puri, Kedarnath and Rameshwaram, 4 dham. Very important. So Brahmins, they took flowers and offered to Shivaling saying Rameshwaram ki jai, Rameshwaram ki jai. Means, what is the meaning of Rameshwaram? Oh Shiva, you are Lord of Ram. You are Lord of Ram. That's why your name is Rameshwaram. Immediately demigods appeared. Stop it, Brahmins. That's not the meaning of the word Rameshwaram. They all got scared. Oh, demigods. You know better than us. Oh, demigods, you explain the meaning of Rameshwaram. Demigod said, Ram is Ishwar and Shiva is also Ishwar. This is the meaning of the word Rameshwaram. Brahmin said, thank you so much. But Shiva appeared from Shiva Linga with trident in his hands. And Shiva said, Brahmins, you are not correct, and demigods, you are also not correct. You both don't know the meaning of my name, Rameshwaram. Then everyone said, Prabhu, you tell us. And Shiva said, Rameshwaram means Ram is Lord of Shiva. That is the meaning of the word Rameshwaram. But demigods got bewildered. How Ram can be your Lord? In Ram Leela, in Ramayana, Shri Ram was worshipping Shivalingam. That means, Shiva, you are Lord of Ram. He said, no. Because you're not going inside of the scriptures. I will tell you. Shiva said, because my Prabhu Ram, he was enacting Narvat Leela. You know Narvat Leela? Human-like pastimes. And the beauty of that human-like pastimes is, he's not transgressing those human-like pastimes. He's not showing that he's Bhagwan. Ordinary human-like, whereas he's Bhagwan. But playing a role of ordinary human being. Otherwise, what was difficulty for Ram to just cross a small ocean? It's so funny. When Shri Ram can come from Saket Dham, his eternal abode, from there to here, Prabhu, you can come from there to here. Can't you just cross a small ocean? Few miles? With your potency, with your power? There's no need to worship the deity of water or sit in tapasya and praying. Shri Ram went in tapasya, fasting, to please the deity of ocean, Varun Devta. Please give us path. We want to cross ocean. What is the need? Can't you just cross? You are Bhagwan. But he don't want to show that I am Bhagwan. So this is the reason. The beauty of Maryada Purushottam Ram is he is not transgressing that human-like pastimes. And therefore, he was thinking, I can't tell my associates that I am Bhagwan, but I have to do something. I have to worship someone. So whom can I worship? I would worship one who worship me all times, one who chant my name all times, one who speak my glories all time. It's my duty to worship that person. And who is that? Shiva. Bhagavatam says, not I am saying. Bhagavatam says, Vaishnav Nam Yatha Shambhu. The best amongst all the Vaishnavas, devotee. Shiva is not Bhagwan, Shiva is devotee. Why I am saying this? Many of you may be having doubt. Is Bhagwan holding beads in his hands, mala? or a devotee hold mala in his hands? Tell me this. Shri Ram holding mala in his hands? Krishna holding mala in his hands? And Shiva is holding Rudraksh mala. And he's chanting Ram, 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 Ram. So he's best of all the Vaishnavas. From this perspective, if we worship Shiva, then there is no fault. We Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we also fast on Shivratri. And we do install Shivalinga in our temples and we worship. But with a proper system of understanding. Those demons who believed Mahadev is Bhagwan, they all got killed by Bhagwan. Ravan used to think Shiva is Lord. He never used to believe Ram is Bhagwan. Ravan only thinking Shiva is Bhagwan. And what happened then? He got all boons from Shiva. Ravan got all the boons from Shiva. And he started believing Shiva is Bhagwan. But then, Shri Ram killed Ravan. It's so surprising. Shiva Tattva is very complex. He is giving boons to Ravan who is against Ram. But on the other side, Shiva himself, as his expansion as Hanuman serving Shri Ram. Who is Hanumanji? He is Rudra. Who is Bhim? Rudra. Shiva is serving, Mahadev is serving in all the pastimes of Bhagwan. In Ram Leela, in Krishna Leela, in Gaura Leela. Shri Advaita Acharya Prabhu is Sada Shiva. So complex. He is giving boons to Ravan and Ravan is against Ram. So that means Shiva is supporting Ravan. But then Shiva is also expanding himself as Hanuman and serving Shri Ram all the time. And serving Krishna as Bhim all the time. You see? Kamsa used to worship Mahadev. In Mathura, our temple, our Gurudev center, Shri Keshavji Gaudiya Math, just behind that Keshavji Gaudiya Math, only 5-second walking distance. It's Rangeshwar Mahadev. Kansa used to worship that Mahadev. But Kansa got killed by Krishna. So those who believing Shiva is independent Lord, without proper understanding who is Shiva. But those devotees who worship Shiva, understanding his position, his glories, that what is his actual identification, they got all blessed by Bhagwan. This is the vision. If you go to Shiva Linga, just offer water, that's not so much significant. You go to Shiva Linga and offer Ganga Jal, Shiva will be 100 times more pleased to you. If you don't have Ganga Jal, then the Charnamrit of your Bhagwan, of your deities, if you have Gopalji at home, if you have Radha Krishna at home, bathe them. And the Abhishek of Gopalji or Radha Krishna or Ramji, offer that to Shiva, he will be so happy and pleased. You offer any fruit, any food to Krishna, to Shiva, he will not be that much pleased. But if you offer Krishna Prasad, Shri Ramji Prasad to Shiva, he will be 100 times more pleased. You offer a garland to Shiva, it just take 2 minutes or 1 minute only, or just say 5 seconds. Offer that garland to Bhagwan and give that Prasad garland to Shiva or Hanumanji, they will be 1000 times more pleased. When Daksh Prajapati was abusing Shiva, Saraswati Devi was not happy So she changed the words of Daksh Prajapati in glorification to Shiva. How she changed? When Daksh Prajapati said, what kind of inauspicious personality is Shiva? Saraswati cannot hold these words. So she took that word saying, even though Daksha is saying that his inauspiciousness, but then those flowers, those garlands, those offerings which are offered to Shiva is so auspicious that all demigods want to put on their heads. So many yogis they want to put on their heads. So this is incorrect what Daksha is saying, that he is inauspicious. Just the word Shiva means Mangal, means all auspiciousness. When Daksha said he is carrying this half moon, inauspicious, he don't know the story and the secret behind this. Why Shiva is keeping half moon on his head? In India there is a temple called Somnath. Som means moon and Nath means the Lord of the moon. That's Mahadev. The Lord of the moon. What does that mean? Daksha said Shiva always carrying snakes on his neck. What is this? Is this ornament? Is a necklace putting snakes on the neck? This is inauspicious. Snake is the mode of good ignorance. But why Shiva is holding those snakes on his neck? You know why? To remember his Ishtadev, to remember his worshipable. Shiva always fond of hearing Bhagavad Katha, Bhagwan Katha, name of Bhagwan, names of holy name of Bhagwan. So, snakes means representative of Anantadev. Anantadev means Shesh Bhagwan. Shesh Bhagwan, whose expansion of Shri Balaram ji, Shri Lakshman ji, who had thousands of hoods. And with thousands of hoods, what Shesh Bhagwan is doing? What is doing? Always speaking Krishna Katha, Ram Katha, always and always and always, endless. That's why one of the name of Shesh is Ananta. Ananta means where there is no anta, there is no end, endless. Every minute, every moment I say, every second, Shesh Bhagwan always speaking the glories of Bhagwan. And Shiva is very fond of hearing those glories. So therefore he keep his Ishta on his neck as his representative to remember him. Just like the favorite outfit of Krishna is what? Which color? Why yellow? Yes, very good. Because Krishna always remember राधा रानी. राधा जी के मन में बसे घनश्याम और श्याम की मुरलिया में राधा जी का नाम. Krishna always remember Radha Rani. Every activity remember Radha Rani. And color of Radha Rani is golden complexion. Tapt kanchan, molten gold. If you melt gold, that color, so shine, brilliant. That's the color of Radharani. And Krishna's favorite outfit is that pitambar, yellow garment. And Radharani's favorite is what? What color outfit she likes to wear? Huh? Heads here? Hari bol? Huh? Loud. Blue. Why blue? You have to give answer why. Oh, no one can hear you. Because Krishna's blue color. Understand? So Krishna, Radharani, Neela Vasana Gauri, Rupe Gun Dhanya. She is fond of wearing blue. Why? Because Krishna complexion is bluish complexion, dark bluish complexion. So to always remember Krishna, that's the nature. So Shiva always wants to remember Ananta Bhagwan. So he's wearing snakes on his neck. And we, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we wear what? Tulsi. This neck beads is Tulsi Mala. Because Tulsi is always at the lotus feet of Lord, to remember him all the time. We put this tilak. Many people ask this question, why? What is the significance of this tilak? 2 lines drawing, very nice drawing, goes straight. You need a scale for this? No. These 2 lines means what? Drawing. These 2 lines means 2 lotus feet of the Lord on the forehead. To make our intelligence get absorbed all the time to remember Krishna. And this is Tulasi. It's not a decoration, but when we apply this tilak, we also chant mantra Om Keshwaya Namaha to install the deity of this mantra of this tilak. That's the significance. So when we see devotees all wearing tilak, it reminds her of Vaishnavas. Anyone who is wearing this tilak and neck beads, anyone who wears this, Yamdutas, messengers of death, can't touch that person. If anyone wearing tulsi beads and this tilak on forehead, Yamdutas can't. They can't. Demigods also, they can't harm that person. Cannot. Evidence, Prahlad Maharaj. He was in the womb of his mother. When Indra came to destroy that womb, want to kill Prahlad Maharaj. But Naraji came and said, Indra, be careful. A pure devotee of Lord is in the womb of this mother. And Indra, when just heard this, a pure devotee, a devotee of Bhagwan, immediately he did parikrama and ran away from there. Because Indra is familiar, he knows this. Bhagwan can tolerate anything, but he becomes intolerant when there is any harm comes to a devotee. And in the case of Ajamil, he uttered, what he uttered? Na-ra-ya-na, Narayan. When Yamdutas were there, 3 Yamdutas came to take Ajamil to punish him. Ajamil got scared to see their form. And he saw his, if you are attached to someone at a time of danger, you call that person name. That shows how much you love that person. Only in the time of dangers. No. Many times I travel around the world, I see many kids, when they see any, let's say one bee, or when they see any spider, they say, Mommy! That means they are attached to their mother. And if some say, Daddy, here comes the point, you attach to your dad. At a time of danger, one only calls to whom you love. Gajendra, king of elephant, was drowning, was about to leave his body dying. His attachment, his love manifested. And he called Lord Bhagwan. Ekantone yassana kanchanartham vanchanti yave bhagavad prapanna. He called Lord Bhagwan. That means he was attached to Bhagwan. And in case of Prahlad Maharaj, he never seek any protection from Bhagwan. He never called, Prabhu, please come and help me. No. If he wants to kill me, then who can save me? And if he wants to save me, then who can kill me? He was having this concept. That means 100% surrenderness. Never ever Prahlad-ji, he asked for protection. So what he was absorbed in? He was always absorbed in his Prabhu. Remembrance, smaranam. Always remembering him, but never asked, please can you take away this problem? You know, Gurudev used to tell this. Some devotees coming to Gurudev, Gurudev, I have so much problem. How can I do bhajan? With so much problems, family issues, society issues, work issues, all the time issues and issues and issues. I don't feel like chanting, I'm giving up. And Gurudev used to say, oh really? Are you following Srimad Bhagavatam? So yes, I read every day. Then what you understand? What you understood? Did ever Prahlad Maharaj told Narsingha Bhagwan, why are you giving me so many problems? I can't worship you. He never said this. He accepted whatever comes on my way. I know Tatyanukampa Susmikshamano. My own activities from previous births is the cause of my troubles and miseries. No one else is the cause of this. My own self is the cause of this. So happily or sadly, we individuals, we have to go through this. Gurudev used to say, then be happy. Because we never read anywhere that if you cry, you can get out of it. By crying, if it would have happened by crying, then I can cry 1 hour. But that will not work. So just happily accept this and move forward. Shri Prahlad Maharaj Ji never ever said, Prabhu, don't give me problems. Meera Ji, we have so many bhajans of Meera Ji. You know any bhajan of Meera Ji? Meera Ji never said, Krishna, why I am going through so much troubles? And please don't give me problems. Did Pandavas ever said this? This is what Gurudev said. Did Pandavas ever said this? Krishna was right with Pandavas. That Prabhu, you are Prabhu, and we are very close to you. We sleep together, we eat together. Just remove my sufferings. They never said this. They tolerated that 12 years exile, and their wife get disrobed. Draupadi get disrobed in the assembly. She tolerated this. Pandavas tolerated this. And then lastly, Gurudev said, gopis, they're getting so much hard time from their mother-in-laws, from their husbands coming to Krishna. They never said this. They tolerated this, and they always just remembering Krishna, worshipping Krishna, and serving Krishna. Just do your duty and rest, leave everything to Him. And what is our duty? Krishna said, Sarva dharman paritajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarpapebhyo mokshami ma shuchaha. Give up all other duties. Surrender unto me. I will take care of all your sins. Ma shuchaha. Don't worry. I was seeing one video, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ji. He was sitting on his seat and one of his devotees were reading Bhagavad Gita. So one devotee raised this question, Prabhupada, if I, throughout my life, if I worship Krishna, will he excuse all my sins? The consequence of those sins? Srila Prabhupada heard this and became angry. So what? You don't read Bhagavad Gita? You don't believe in the words of Krishna? You said one life, the whole life you worship Krishna and he will take care of your sins? That means you are not reading Bhagavad Gita. Krishna said, Sarva dharman parityajya. Immediately, when you surrender to me, at that point, immediately, I will take care of everything else. Ma shucha, don't worry and don't fear. Come to me. I'm here. Come to me. I'm here to embrace you. I will cross everything. I will delete everything. And I'm waiting for you. Come. You're reluctant. But you're not understanding I'm your well-wisher. Ami bina bandhu tomar ke ache tomar. Ami bina bandhu aar ke ache tomar. Who is your best well-wisher more than me? I'm the best one. Come. I'm here to embrace you. You saying one lifetime? I'm saying 1 second of surrenderness. But that one moment of surrenderness is so difficult for us because of our attachments to our mental speculations. That's why Mahadev is carrying this, holding snakes. Why is holding this half moon? And it, known by the name Somnath, means the Lord of Som means moon. Once upon a moon has 28 wives. And the best one is Rohini. We have Rohini Nakshatra. Krishna got birth in Rohini Nakshatra. Even being having so many wives, once upon a time, moon did something wrong. He spoiled someone's chastity. So moon got this curse. May you get fed and you get this Kshay Rog. Kshay Rog. Kshay Rog means you get diminished every single day. That's a disease. He got this curse. Now moon, Chandra, so worried. I know I did something wrong. And I got this curse. Where shall I go? So he approached Mahadev. Hey Shiva, can you help me out with this? Because you know, I got this curse and you know why. I did something wrong. I admit. What is my atonement? Shiva immediately became so pleased that, oh, you're ready for atonement. That means, if you're repenting, if you're ready for atonement, that's very auspicious. So Shiva said, the best atonement is taking shelter of the names of Lord. No yajna, no charity, no other process is that powerful as taking shelter of the holy names of Lord. Naam Ashraya, take the shelter of holy names. That's the best and best and best. Shiva said, my only advice to you is, and Chandra, not only he heard this advice, but he practiced this advice and he started chanting the name of Bhagwan. And seeing this, Shiva became so pleased to Chandra that you accepted my advice very seriously in your life. Therefore, I'll keep you on my head. Anyone who takes shelter of holy name, anyone who chant the name of Bhagwan, I keep that person on my head. Therefore, he keeping Chandra on his head. Not that Chandra is the Lord of Shiva, but Shiva is the Lord of Chandra. Because Chandra accepted the advice of Mahadev, that atonement of always chanting the name of Bhagwan. So, Chandramauli, one of the name of Shiva. And in this way, all those abusive words spoken by Daksh Prajapati was changed by Saraswati Devi, the goddess of learning. He can't tolerate that abusive words of great personality like Shiva. So she changed those words, the meaning of those words, in glorification of Shiva. So in this way, the whole yajna was spoiled. Brahmins cursing Shivites, Bhrigu cursed the followers of Shiva, and the followers of Shiva start cursing Brahmins, that, oh Brahmins, you will be devoid of all your good qualities and you will go here and there for just doing yajnas and maintaining your life. Finding out yajmans. This is how you will lose all your good qualities. So much cursing, both sides. Shiva already walked out. And after some time, Sati, she was decorating herself and she saw so many airplanes, all her sisters and other demigoddesses, so much shringar, ornament, nice outfits, they are going for some party. And they were speaking, oh, we are going to Daksh Prajapati Yajna. And they with their husbands, they told, Sati, are you not coming? And Sati said, yeah, I'm coming. Sati came to Mahadev. Prabhu, my father is holding a big yajna. Let us all go there. My sisters are already on their way. Let us go there. Shiva said, no Sati, your father is envious to me. So much already happened. I don't want to get involved. And I'm not taking any of his words very seriously. He's ignorant fool. The great personalities, they don't take words of ignorant fools. This is just like an example. In Jagannath Puri, Srila Bharati Maharaj used to say, the elephants of king, in Jagannath Puri there's king, he has elephant. So once upon a time, elephant was eating sugar cane. And there were some small bulls. And if you see in Jagannath Puri, bulls are very short in size, not big ones, very short. They almost look like a goat. So bull is trying to snatch sugar cane from the mouth of elephant. An elephant is not even objecting because he is not even competent to be my rival. If elephant is objecting to this or reacting to this, that's not suitable for his profile. He is so huge and he is so powerful. And this bull is just small tiny creature. Elephant can kick and bull just go like a football. So it's not even reacting to this. It's not even competent to be my rival. In the same way, Shiva said, he is ignorant. I'm not taking his offense. But I'm not going to go in the yajna, Sati. So we are not supposed to go there. And Sati was getting so excited. All my sisters are going. I should also go. Nature. Woman nature. I must go. I'm decorating myself. And she is like looking at her husband, Shiva, with like piercing arrows. Why we are not going? and she started crying. Shiva said, Sati, I know you really want to go. Even I'm telling you not to go. You're not hearing me. So, I'm already anticipating something is going to happen. Since you're not following my words. If you want to go, your decision. Sati said, yes, yes. Now you said this, I really want to go. She's finding an excuse to just go. Then Shiva sent his associates, Nandi and all, as guards for Sati. When Sati entered in the arena, he saw all demigods. Portion of all demigods are there, but there is no offering for Shiva. She felt so bad about this. No one came forward to embrace her. All her sisters speaking rumors about Sati. Finally, mother came forward. Oh Sati, come, come. She felt so bad. There is no one to welcome me here. And there is no welcome to Shiva, who is so supreme and who is being worshipped by all demigods. Sati thought, I heard the criticism of my Prabhu. And if you hear the criticism of your Gurudev and you are worshipable, the very first thing, scripture says this, very first thing is you're supposed to cut the tongue of that person. But that is considered violence. And devotees, they don't do violence. Then if you're capable enough, then cut his arguments, refute his arguments according to scriptures. And if you're not capable of that, then go take bath in nearby river with your clothes on. Because you got contaminated by hearing criticism of your Gurudev and of your worshipable. Go with the same clothes and take bath in the river to get purified. Sati said, Daksha, you are my father. Therefore, according to etiquette, I can't cut your tongue. But you gave me this body. This body is given by you. I have all rights to spoil my body. So Sati, she jumped into that yajna fire, the fire in the yajna, and she gave up her body. Because she knew very well, Shiva is not going to accept me anymore. Because this has to do so much with the pastime when Shri Ram enacting human-like pastime and Ravan kidnapped Sita and Ramji is asking, oh, where is my Sita? Oh, trees, where is my Sita? Oh, creepers, where is my Sita? Then Sati and Shiva on airplane they were going and Shiva paid obeisances to Ram. And Sati said, to whom you paying obeisances? Shiva said, he is my Prabhu Ram. Oh, I can't believe. I don't believe. If he is Bhagwan, don't he know where Sita is? I know where Sita is. I want to test him. Shiva said, you go ahead, test, but I am going to my Kailash. Sati, she disguised herself as Sita. And she came in front of Ram. When Ram was asking trees, have you seen my Sita? Sati came forward. Ram turned his head. Have you seen my Sita? Again Sati came in front of Ram. And this happened 3-4 times. Finally Ram said, oh Sati, Mahadev already left. What are you doing here? Go and don't disturb in my pastimes. Sati got shocked. Oh, what I did. He's Bhagwan and I tested him. That's my offense. But she wants to hide this. She came to Kailash. She's not telling her husband because she did something wrong. So she came and want to sit left side to Mahadev because left side means the side of wife. Mahadev said, no, Sati, don't sit here. Sit in front of me. She said, but why? Shiva said, left side is the side of wife. Sati said, I'm your wife. Mahadev said, no, sit in front of me. Sitting in front means the place of mother. From now onwards, you'll be my mother, you're not my wife anymore. And she closed her ears. What are you saying? Never say this again. Shiva said, because you tested my Prabhu, disguised as my mother Sita. So you are my mother now, you're not my wife. Sati understood Shiva will not accept me anymore in this lifetime. Then why I have to keep this body? So going to that yajna was to give up her life. The Dutas, messengers of Mahadev, associates of Mahadev informed, this is how Sati, she ended up her life. Mahadev became so angry. And he took one of his locks. And Veerbhadra Prabhu, a minute from Veerbhadra Prabhu, associate of Mahadev, Mahadev said, go and spoil the yajna of Daksha. And the whole army of Shiva, with Veerbhadra Prabhu headed by him, they came to the yajna stali and fought with all the demigods. Veerbhadra Prabhu, very strong, he dragged Daksh Prajapati and took his sword and wants to chop off his head. But it was not happening. His head was very strong. So just like an animal is getting slaughtered, Veerbhadra Prabhu, he took the head of Daksh Prajapati and cut his head off. And similarly, so many demigods there, they were got so badly wounded by the associates of Shiva. Now they all, including Daksh Prajapati, repenting. Oh, we offended Mahadev. They all approached Brahmaji. Please help us, please. Brahmaji said, you all offended Shiva. What do you think Mahadev is? But he is Ashutosh. Very easy to please him. Go and ask forgiveness. He will forgive all of you. All demigods approached Mahadev and praised him. And they gave a portion to Mahadev. In every yajna, you will be having a portion. That's why at the end of the yajna is not complete when we don't offer to Mahadev in the last. When we do yajna, every time we have to offer to Mahadev. Otherwise, yajna is incomplete. So Brahmaji said, demigods prayed for Mahadev and asked forgiveness. Shiva smilingly said, oh, I didn't took it seriously. He cut the head of Daksh Prajapati. He said, I didn't took this seriously. I just want to give a lesson to that ignorant person. So anyway, I want this yajna to get complete. Daksh Prajapati, he always speaking, मैं means I, I'm the one, I'm the one, I'm the one. So, give him the head of a goat. What goat do all the time? Man means I. That's Hindi word. I. Only I. And Bhrigu, he was touching his beard when he was hearing those abusements. So they snatched his beard out. In this way, Shiva resolved everything and he forgave everyone. And the yajna was coming to completion and Bhagwan appeared in that yajna. And everyone started praying. Daksh Prajapati, he understood, I did wrong. I offended Mahadev. I'm not supposed to do this. So everyone praised Bhagwan and Bhagwan said, if anyone who see difference between me, Brahma and Shiva, this what going to happen to that person. There is no difference. So, it's already very late today. This is, in short, I have not described completely the glories of Shiva. There are so much more glories. Endless glories of Shiva. He has so many names, like Krishna has so many names. Yadav, Madhav, Govinda, Madhusudan, Shyamasundar, Madan Mohan, Gopinath, Radha Raman, Radha Kant, Girdhari, so many names, right? Shiva also has so many names. Ashutosh, Volenath, Nageshwar, Bhubaneswar, Chakleshwar, Rangeshwar. So many names Shiva has. Ashutosh, Bhutnath, Volenath, Somnath, Gokarna, Nath. So many names Shiva has. So endless glories of Shiva. So Bhagavatam explains about Guna avatars, Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. So here I close my lecture here by paying obeisances to Mahadev. Please bless us, bless me, bless all of you, so that under your guidance and with your blessings, may one day we can also dedicate ourselves like you are always and always chanting the name of Bhagwan. Give us this strength and intelligence and pure consciousness. We can also chant the name of Bhagwan day and night under guidance of our Gurudev. बोलो देवादिदेव महादेव की
जय। हर हर
श्रीमद्
महादेव।
भागवत महापुराण की
जय।
ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि। One bhajan and you end. Sing one bhajan. Which bhajan you prepare? Fast.
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुता मानी जय गोपीगण जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुता मानी जय गोपीगण जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुता मानी जय गोपीगण जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुता मानी जय गोपीगण राधे 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 श्याम राधे राधे श्याम श्याम राधे 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 श्याम राधे राधे श्याम श्याम राधे श्याम मेरा है जीवन राधे श्याम योगल नाम मेरो है जीवन जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुता मानी जय गोपीगण
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुता मानी जय गोपीगण
राधे राधे की
हो भाई सहचरी राधा रानी की
महारानी की
प्रीत्य धाम
वृंदावन महारानी की जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुता मानी जय गोपीगण
हो जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुटा मानी जय गोपीगण
नित्य सेव नित्य धाम नित्य पावया
नित्य सेवा नित्य धाम नित्य पाओ आठोया
रुचि सोई सोई ठाकुरानी की
राखो रुचि सोई सोई ठाकुरानी की
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुता मानी जय गोपीगण
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुटा मानी जय गोपीगण
मेरो एक प्राण धना कही है जीवन
मेरो एक प्राण धन एक ही है जी घनश्याम, ओ घनश्याम, मेरो एक प्राण धन एक ही है जीवन, मेरो एक
नंदन मादन मोहन राधिका रमन,
ओ नंद नंदन मदन मोहन राधिका रमन।
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन, कृष्ण जय गोपीगण।
ओ जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन, रसिक मुकुट मणि जय गोपीगण।
श्याम ही सुमेरो प्यार, श्याम ही मेरो बलिदान,
श्याम ही सो मेरो प्यार, श्याम ही मेरो मनवा। ओ मनवा, श्याम ही मेरो प्यार, श्याम ही मेरो भरता, श्याम ही
श्याम ही मेरो बलिदान, श्याम ही समाया आत्मा या बताई।
ओ श्याम ही समायो आठो या।
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन, रमणी जय गोपीगण।
जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन, रसिक मुकुट मणि जय गोपीगण।
जय राधे जय कृष्णा जय वृंदावन, मणि जय गोपीगण।
ओ जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन, रसिक मुकुट मणि जय गोपीगण।
राधा जी के मन में बसे घनश्याम, बसे घनश्याम, श्याम की मुरलिया में राधा जी को नाम।
ओ राधा जी के मन में बसे घनश्याम, बसे घनश्याम, श्याम की मुरलिया में राधा जी को नाम।
राधा जी के मन में बसे घनश्याम, बसे घनश्याम, श्याम की मुरलिया में राधा जी को नाम। राधा जी के
मन में बसे घनश्याम, बसे घनश्याम, श्याम की मुरलिया में राधा जी को नाम।
श्याम की मुरलिया में राधा जी को नाम।
ओ श्याम की मुरलिया में राधा जी को नाम।
श्याम की मुरलिया में राधा जी को नाम।
श्याम की मुरलिया में राधा जी को नाम।
राधे राधे
राधे
राधे
राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे
ओ राधे राधे,
गोविंदा
ओ राधे राधे,
प्रेम से बोलो
ओ राधे राधे,
जोर से बोलो
ओ राधे राधे,
राधे राधे
ओ राधे राधे,
राधे राधे
राधे राधे,
वृंदावन में
राधे राधे,
सेवा कुंज
ओ
में
राधे राधे,
निधि वन में
राधे राधे,
श्रृंगार गत में
राधे राधे,
गत में
राधे राधे,
रोवन
राधे राधे,
राधे
राधे
गोवर्धन में
राधे राधे,
राधा कुंज में
राधे राधे,
कुसुम सरोवर
राधे राधे,
मानसी गंगा
राधे राधे,
राधे राधे
राधे राधे, जोर से बोलो राधे राधे,
राधे 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 राधे
everybody,
राधे राधे राधे
clapping,
राधे राधे
राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे राधे श्री राधा रानी